Now then, let's go ahead and boop. Alright, we've done it. We have completed all of the side quests. Welcome back, anybody that was skipping those side quest videos that hasn't watched live, if you're on YouTube or something. We are now back on to the main quest stuff. For those of you that have been watching, let me give you a quick recap of the main quest and where we left off then. So, when last we did main quest stuff, Papa Nier and Yona both had a dream about a boy mouthing words to them. Eventually, they were able to decipher that he was mouthing the words dream, sealed verse, and the forest of myth. Soon afterwards, this letter came in the mail to Popola. Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to get your advice, Dream, on the matter. Recently, there have been dream reports, dream of a certain dream of dream, evil dream, empty dream, cursed dream, evil dream, words dream, and dream, someone dream. So, we will now be heading to the Forest of Myth to figure out what the fuck. Because obviously, something is up. Let's go help out with that. This is actually a part of the game I super like. I think it's a very interesting part of the game. And a very, neat and unique part of the game that very, very few other games you'll find them trying to do something like this. So, if you've never seen the game before, strap in. We're about to do something very unique. Get in there. For everyone that has seen this before, try not to spoil anything. Speak of nothing. Nothing, I say.
Sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm sure of it.
That's what I love about you, Vice. You're such an optimist.
Such an optimist.
That's cheek.
Alrighty. So if you notice, this is a very foggy and almost like magical forest style of area. Almost like we're at a very mythic forest. And look, a giant tree. Welcome to the magic forest, basically.
Hey.
Hello. Real bright and talkative, Popola. Yeah, Popola said that all the people in this village are real bright and talkative.
Hi there.
Hey. It would seem, though, she's a filthy liar. Ain't he? beware. Beware the words. Words? What do you mean? Contagious words. Those who dream. Those who dream. Hold on a moment. There's a strange new sensation in my mind. Vice's voice rose in a quizzical way. It is not quizzical. What's going on here? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes. Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you? I'm Papa Nier. This is Vice. We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help. The villager stared at Papa Nier and Vice. If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream. How's that again? The villager explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. Yeah, sleep forever? That's I can see why you'd call it the Death Dream. The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words. But before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Vice stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now see here, he said. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream? Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have. Oh, crap, said Papa Nier. So that means we've caught the Death Dream. Before the mayor could confirm Papa Nier's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage. Ridiculous, preposterous, completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep. The mayor attempted to take Vice's complaints in stride. That's just how the Death Dream works, he said, brushing aside the book's remarks. My remarks shall not be brushed aside, fool, and it would behoove you to remember that this world allows me to view all of its narration. The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassing grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Papa Nier had seen, what they had discussed since coming to the village. Something. There must have caused you to enter my dream, said the mayor. A certain conversation, a specific word, something. Papa Nier and Vice racked their brains, but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations. Grimoire Vice does not engage in meaningless conversations. The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly. Irritated, Vice looked skyward as if searching for answers in the heavens. I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already. The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Papa Nier like a contagion. Wait, Papa Nier said suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. Well, he must have said something, right? He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about having dreaming or something that dreams or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep! Cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Papa Nier's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Papa Nier. "That sounds right," he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. "My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep." The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. "For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream," he said. "I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams." The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. Should probably be taking notes or something. Weiss immediately fired back. "I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams," he said. "But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it." The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping it off at the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside of my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it." He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. "My village was beautiful," he said to no one in particular. "It was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free." The mayor's voice took on a note of steely determination. And I won't stop trying until it happens." Papa Nier nodded in agreement. Wait a second, I didn't nod. Why are you... "Look, if we can be of any help," said Papa Nier, "just ask." Now hold on, I did not just say that." "Silence!" cried Weiss. The grimoire looked from Papa Nier to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. "Grimoire Weiss's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seem surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes?" The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. "Oh my God," he said. You're right. You're right! I had no idea you were coming." The human imagination is a limitless engine," said Weiss, "and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out." "Thank you," said the mayor. "I don't know how I can repay you." "Payment is not required. We're eager as you to be done with this place." The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. "Good luck, you two," he called at the departing forms of Papa Nier and Weiss. "We're all counting on you." As Papa Nier slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, thought, but where? Papa Nier's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction. Moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist at his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Papa Nier to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Papa Nier snapped. "You know what, Weiss?" he cried. "Go to hell. We're stopping. I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up." Papa Nier leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. By the way, chat, in case you haven't noticed, we are now trapped in a visual novel. I hope you guys enjoy reading. Get comfy, motherfuckers, because it's visual novel time. Papa Nier slapped his hand across his ears and screamed to be heard. Vice! What the hell is going on? Papa Nier could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as Papa Nier's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Papa Nier removed the hands from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree! Etc. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Papa Nier began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out. They were asking a question. 1 with it suffers. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it suffers, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? Chat, do you have an idea what it is? Put your guesses in now. The answer is a secret. The answer is a woman. How the hell should I know? A GF. 2 with it as ideal, you gotta get that 3P in there. The answer is a secret. Inwardly furious that Vice left the task to him, Papa Nier sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insects stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Papa Nier like a rippling wave, opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Vice with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Papa Nier moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Papa Nier after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Papa Nier picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Chat, do you have an answer for this? This is a pretty simple riddle. I gotta say, this one's pretty easy. Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Papa Nier grit his teeth and tried not to reach out to strangle his companion. He's right, after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? A bird! A letter! Obviously sunlight. Me. Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Weiss softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look! Cried Papa Nier, awaking Weiss from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Weiss saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Papa Nier walked over and pounded on the door. Stop pounding me! After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Papa Nier, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? This is the oldest riddle in the goddamn world. Papa Nier, it's also the boss fight riddle. You can tell it's the boss fight because listen to the music. Papa Nier tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Papa Nier. Well, at least it's an easy one. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? A man, a demon, or an angel, chat? The answer is man. A man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Papa Nier. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. You saw what? Sorry, I don't understand a thing you just said. It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the man at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Papa Nier watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Papa Nier and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it! You actually made it back! His left hand grasped Papa Nier's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. Gah! By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Papa Nier withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Death Dream seal, he said. At least, I think we did. The mayor's face beamed at Papa Nier as Papa Nier filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second! That's crazy! Why would we just lie down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story. Oh, no, see, that was Papa Nier. This is one hell of a story. Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool! Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Papa Nier and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Weiss, it is words that control the Death Dream. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor. First time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn. He remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Hoppenear shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. We made it. Oh, wow, said the mayor in an awed voice. We did it. I'm back. He blinked twice. He blinked once, twice, as though not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream had started to spread through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. Mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Hoppenear and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to. Wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. You shall relearn in short order, I'm sure, said Vice. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained when the prayer was finished. It's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Vice. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legends say that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. Hoppenear and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Vice, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Hoppenear mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left them with. Once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is gonna sound weird, but I have a feeling I'd seen you before too. Hoppenear tried to keep a straight face and failed. The mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Hoppenear gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all. Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life. This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered. I know. That's why I have to help the other villagers no matter what. Obtain the sealed verse, Dark Execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. Chat, we did it. We defeated the visual novel. For now. For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort. Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village. You think too much, Vice. So hey, let's do a quick... Oh, whoops. A quick save. I went the wrong way. Because we're not done here yet, chat. Try and keep the chat in English, please, Kiro Ackerman. We're far from done in this village, chat. You ever find out what happens when you give the wrong answer? There is a minor bit of dialogue, and then you have to go through a bunch of dialogue again, and then that's all a repeat. And then you get asked the question again. So now, you notice that there are some bubbles overhead that weren't there before, chat. This must be another person infected by the death dream. It would appear that way, yes. Let's enter the dream. Gods, please don't tell me we have to go back in there. I'm no good at this mind game crap. I'd rather hit something in the face and be done with it. Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission. Yeah. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked under a stairway in a long, unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside, I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that seems without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Hey, anyone in there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior! I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is the product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me! Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired man in a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to the blackness, explode with pain, and I'm forced to turn away. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands, covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Papa Nier. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Papa Nier extends his massive hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are as keen as ever. They recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear the rain again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pulling around my feet and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know that you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time. That long-forgotten friend had made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. Hey, by the way, chat, this is fucking phenomenally well-written. This is incredibly well-written novel that we are reading right now. It is super good. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It's been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns. I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. Sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition any further. I make a sound. Whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving the most terrible of rooms. I squint down a dim corridors. Well, considering we just came from the north, we just proceeded north, we don't want to go south. Let's go ahead and proceed east. I squint down the west corridors and proceed north. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed. Let's go more north. At the end of the path, waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, and so turn my eyes upwards. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plastered wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds. While encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It's a stunning costume, even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I'm struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet, as I extend a single finger to the painting, I'm gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The water is hollow behind the painting. Inside, I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived. But it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I've been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed south. We went the wrong way, my bad. Let's try east. At the end of the path, I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastical feast. Chad, I hope you're comfy. I hope you're enjoying visual novelville. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing my movement, I approach the chair at the table's head. But as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all of the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains. And this is the movement that I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. Or if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their minds. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down at the corridors. We came from the east, so I proceed north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Give me a second to take a drink. There's a lot of reading. Ah, water. Break it down, someone cries, and so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Papa Nier and Grimoire Weiss, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way. We find ourselves sprawled in front of the castle. I like how we're experiencing this dream from the point of view of the person instead of from the point of view of Papa Nier or Grimoire Weiss. The storm is in retreat. Clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheek. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Weiss. Then you are a woman, madam. Yes, I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Papa Nier is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description. But he hides it well. I like that one. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. Horny old Papa Nier. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. Do you have anything to say about that? Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time. I hear ya. We've done it. We have defeated that dream. It was a maze that we had to navigate through the dream. Hey, what's up, Hiruma? How you doing? Welcome to Visual Novelville. One more villager to save. And another victim. This work certainly is trying. Let us enter this dream. Surprised, Weiss. You're a book. All this word stuff should be right up your alley. Yes, quite. Well, enough chatter, let's be off. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Weiss and Papa Nier had never seen such a sight. Their eyes widened as they tried to take it in. Hey, Vice, we keep walking, but those things don't get any closer. I don't get it. Are they really that big? As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity. Perhaps they are some manner of mirage, he said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Papa Nier nodded, wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflected from the road made Papa Nier lightheaded. Suddenly, he dropped to his knees and slammed his hand against the black surface. God damn it! He said. Is this some kind of joke? Well, I'm not laughing. The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the City of Art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. Oh, come on, that's bullshit and you know it. Possibly, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Papa Nier glanced at Vice's grinning face, cursed silently to himself, and resumed walking. As time passed, Papa Nier's feet grew more painful, his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Vice in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Papa Nier lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open, his finger pointing in the distance. Water! He cried. It's water! Water? Asked Vice. Preposterous, I don't see any water. It's right there, idiot! Can't you see it? Look, the sun is reflecting off of it. Without waiting for a response, Papa Nier sprang to life and bounded toward the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Papa Nier closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him, chuckling softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Papa Nier shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait! There it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right there! Papa Nier sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Papa Nier came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Papa Nier and struck him in the face with his cover. You damned blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! Papa Nier's face clouded. There isn't. There is not. And perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment, then continued to speak in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the City of Art. Papa Nier looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculpture. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Papa Nier, completely forgetting the heat and the pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected the light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Papa Nier. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works of lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials that had never been encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Papa Nier and Weiss eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Papa Nier uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Papa Nier moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. Chad, are you ready for another fun riddle? With that, Bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Papa Nier. They're alive. The triplets bowed low before Papa Nier. Please, said Alpha, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Papa Nier and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake, you know. I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. All right, chat. 1 will tell the truth, and 2 will tell nothing but lies. Now, anyone that knows the answer, don't say it right away. Anyone that doesn't know the answer, want to throw your guesses out on who's telling the truth and who's telling a lie. I'll work through it with you just to tell you. H-chan says Alpha. I'll give y'all a moment. Played enough RPG Maker horror games. Think I'm lying? I would never lie to you, chat. Never. Speaking of which, chat, remember that time you guys all promised to loan me $10, that you owed me $10? I think you guys should, fork over the $10 since you promised and all. Thanks in advance. Alpha? You think Beta? Dio is lying. Looks like a couple members of chat are on the Alpha train. We got 1 Beta. We got a Gamma coming out of Rune. Demonic Soul switches from Alpha to Gamma. All right. So chat, let's work through this together now. So, remember, 2 of them only tell lies. 1 of them only tells the truth. So we need to figure out who's telling the truth, obviously. So Alpha says, with a definitive statement, that he is real. Which means that if he's real, then that is a truthful statement, and the other 2 must be lying. He makes a singular statement. Beta, on the other hand, makes 2 statements. He says, first off, stop lying. Alpha's a fake. I'm the real. So he is saying Alpha's a liar and he is real. So for Beta to be correct, that must mean that Alpha's statement is false and Gamma's statement is false. Gamma's statement is what a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta's a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. So for Gamma's statement to be real, Beta's must be fake, Alpha's must be fake, and Gamma's must be real, right? Right. So, for it to be Gamma, Beta must be telling nothing but lies. And he must be telling nothing but truths. So if Beta was telling nothing but lies, and Alpha is a liar, and he says Alpha's a fake, then that would be a truth. So it cannot be Gamma by default. For Alpha to say that he is real, that would mean for Beta that Beta would have to tell nothing but lies. And Beta is saying that he is real and that Alpha is fake. No, you missed the puzzle. I'm sorry, Scatterbrain. So that leads us to conclude that Beta is the real one. So, the respective pleas given, the three statues returned to their frozen state of silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Vice. Papaneer furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false ones will only speak lies. The real one is Beta. The real one is Beta. The real one is Beta. Though Papaneer's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in a dry tone of Electra, Beta and Gamma would be fakes, but in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is a fake would be the truth even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. Congrats, chat, on anyone that guessed Beta. All one of you, two of you, I think. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villager! Congratulations, villager, said Vice in a cheerful tone. The time to awaken has arrived. Oh, thank you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Papaneer pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Vice. Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape and shook his head. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before.
Deja vu, muttered Papaneer. It's just like that damn mare.
The vague sense of unease that struck Papaneer during the mare's dream spread once more through his mind.
Okay, that was terrible. I'm positive I've seen that place before. Stop. I get enough foreboding crap from everything else in my life. Don't you start too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct.
I think I've had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hear ya. Well, let's go see the mayor.
Chat, did you enjoy Visual Novel Town? While it's a lot of dialogue to take in, while it is a very large amount of dialogue to take in a short period of time, it is such fantastically put forth prose that I can't say I dislike it. It's so well written. David Cage wishes that he could write 1/5 of those lines. God damn, that's so well written. I don't even like reading novels most of the time because they don't get to the point. But this is actually super good because it gets to the point quickly enough.
Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
One-handed sword, Faith.
Holy crap, I can really have this. Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you again for everything. Truly.
Let's take a look at that weapon, shall we? It's actually a pretty good weapon if I remember correctly. Faith! It is a very light weapon. 147 attack plus 20% magic power. And when I said very light weapons attack fast, I meant it. It is super speedy. But I like the raw, manly power of the extra damage. Who cares about swinging fast when I've got power? I have the power. So yeah, if I hadn't bought this sword, then Faith would definitely be my new weapon. It's so fast and powerful. I just saved a second ago. You know what? Let's save again anyway. Saving's quick. Quick enough. Okay, let me take a drink because that was a lot of reading. We did a lot of reading. That's better. Oh, that's much better. Oh, yeah. Look, I would rather save 3 times and not mess up than forget to save 1 time and curse life. So, how was the village? Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words, really. Huh, neat.
Let's go back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
No words could possibly describe what we experienced there. Please, don't attempt to find them either. Now, I need to complete both of these quests before we go too much further into the mainline story, because I'm gonna be real with you, chat. We're about past the... We're about to get to the, just about the halfway point. And I want to make sure I've got all the side quests done before we move on to it, because it's going to be kind of heavy on the main quest stuff for a while as we proceed. So, you know, I want to make sure I knock them out. That's why we've done so much side questing. But, oh, we got some decent mainline story stuff in there just a moment ago. very dialogue heavy, that's for sure, but that's fine. I love it. I love that this game had the courage to just go, I'm gonna throw a visual novel section in here. Not even a visual novel, just a straight up novel. There weren't even any visuals, it was just a black screen and words on it. Yoko Taro had the courage to say, fuck this video game, I'm writing a book now.
Stop pounding me.
Alright, let's go talk to Popola. Go talk to Papadopoulos.
Poor girl.
Tell her to stop
Pounding me.
fuck this video game. I'm gonna go make an adult video. 2B and A2. Fun fact, Yoko Taro has said that he wants to direct a JAV featuring cosplay of 2B. Death Dream is such a strange illness. So happy you saved those people.
Yeah, dealing with all those words was a pain in the ass.
Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again. You guys did well. Say. Ah, Papa Nier.
Huh?
I almost forgot. Yona was looking for you.
Oh?
She said she needed something from you. Time to go play daddy for a bit, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks, Popola. Stop pounding me.
What Twitch chat says every night the second I start my stream. Hey YouTube guys, guess what? The rest of this video, because I'm not going to break it up any further, is going to be side quests. So if you are done for now and want nothing but main quests, then I guess you can leave and make me cry. And if you're watching live, you need to watch the side quests. You're not allowed to leave. I will cock my gun and then cock my cock and force you to stay here as we grind out the last couple of side quests. We're really close.
Stop pounding me.
Oh look! Our plants are coming in. Let's water everything. Notice that, chat, it has been... what, 5-ish hours since we planted these crops? And they're just kind of starting to come in. They're just starting to bloom a little bit. Love how we're just like pouring water from our sweaty glove, I guess. We're just pouring sweat all over it. I guess this is what farmers talk about when they say you work from the sweat of your brow.
Stop pounding me. Stop it. No.
Alright, so let's take a look at the quests real quick. I have new merchant in town. I need 6 goat hides. That's killing some goats. Bon appetit. I need 4 sharks, 4 mushrooms, and 5 rice. Ah, shit. 5 bags of rice. Let me just double check this real quick on where I can get some of this stuff, because this one I think is the harder one. Let's see. Mushrooms. The rice can be bought in the village, then harvested. Mushrooms can be found randomly on the eastern road, but they aren't very common, so you can just buy them at the grocery in the store. You can buy mushrooms, buy rice, catch sharks. It would appear. You know I don't do anal,
Hey,
Grimoire Vice said.
Well,
Hopefully I don't need to grow my own rice, but I mean, there's always the possibility I'll have to.
how are the Black Scrawls here too?
hello.
Said I could buy rice at the village, right? I'll see no rice, man. Shoot. That is very
Hello?
unfortunate. Blacksmith, you got anything for me? No.
Hello.
Damn it, I didn't want to talk to you. Boo. That makes things annoying. Well, first off, I guess I can go towards the eastern area and murder some goats along the way. Oi. Looks like I'm gonna have to grow my own rice. Shit. I'm just gonna have to time warp. About upgrading one of my weapons. I would have to grind for some stuff, which I will do. I will grind for some of those items off camera, though, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it just takes a little while longer than I wish it did. Rice is in Seafront? Better hope I can buy rice in Seafront, just straight up rice. Bags of rice. If so, then that's fine. We're good. But it's more than likely going to just be the rice plant. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I need to murder some goats for some goat hides. Don't think anyone sells goat hides. There's no one I can think of sells goat hides. Luckily, I one-shot the crap out of them. I'm strong. Long, strong, and about to get the friction on. Yeah, Twitch chat. I want to get with ya. Meat is not hide. Give me some hide, please. Yay, 5 to go. Right, that's actually a longer path than I remember. Let's go up here for 1 second. This is the Lost Shrine entrance, by the way, chat. If you don't remember. On the plus side, I can sell the crap out of the goat meat and, you know, be really, really rich. Because boy, am I going to get a lot of it. Boy, am I unfortunately going to get a lot of it. Look at the dumb goat falling over his own ass. Give me your hide, please. Damn it. No hide. I mean, I need to go to Seafront anyway at the end of the day because I believe that's where the quest givers are at anyway. Also, I have to farm up some sharks. I have to fish up 4 more sharks. So, if there is rice and mushrooms in Seafront, well, there should be mushrooms, but if there is also rice there, then I'll just buy it when I get there, sell a bunch of goat meat, get rich. My Nier voice reminds you of Yugi's voice from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I suppose you mean Yami Yugi. I suppose you mean me. Hi, I'm TV's Dan Green. I have a very sexy man voice. That one. I assume you mean that one. That would probably be because he is also English, as is the voice that Liam O'Brien has taken for Grimoire Vice. Or if I say his name in the proper Irish way, Liam O'Brien. Dan Green did do hentai. Voiced over some dubbed hentai. Two more. And I quote from Dan Green. I've got a pretty big cock. Why don't you show me somewhere that I can put it? Oh no, Pharaoh, what are you doing? I've got a pretty big cock. And everyone's fan fictions were validated that day. I need one more hide. Give it to me. Give it to me right now, or else. Fuck. Give it to me. If you don't want to see the senseless slaughter of the rest of your kind, give me the hide. Fuck. The drop rate on the hides so low. If I was on hard mode, the drop rate will be slightly better, just slightly, but not enough that it would make up for the rest of everything. Aww, little loading screen Yona fell down. Aww, somebody get her a band-aid for her knee. Now, the loading times and the amount of loading screens that exist in this game show that it's clearly not the most optimized game in the world, but at the same time, they put some good personality into their loading screen, so it's actually not that god-awful. More meat.
Eat. Hide. Eat. Hide.
God damn it. It's gonna be 5 goat meats, isn't it? Oh, I can't. Come on, finagle it. Finagle it. Finagle the angle. It's not gonna let me. Fuck. 3. Hi, loading screen, Yona, wave. You're gonna do what to Tristan? Pharaoh, that's not something that I can repeat out loud. Yay, we did it! I'm done slaughtering goats. The goats have all been slain. Hooray! Celebrate by slaughtering goats. Yami Yugi Cross Grimoire Vice. You're chipping it. I mean, Yami Yugi has been known to mind break people.
Stop pounding me.
Get a lot of mileage out of that quote. It's a good quote. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, 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 alright. Now Twitch chat. Yeah. What's lewder than being lewd?
The Black Scrawls here too?
I said now Twitch chat, what's lewder than being lewd? Alright, 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 etc. 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 Here, Mr. Boar. I must ride you. Just splice in one word change from another line of dialogue that Grimoire Vice does. And make it like a super obvious splice with like a different background track and everything like that. Keep pounding me. Alright. Let's check if chat was right. Rice! Yay, mushrooms! Yay! I don't need to grow the rice myself. Big if true. Was true. Is big. Hi.
Funny how people won't bat an eye about paying more just 'cause it's important.
What's new?
I need some sardines. Yep, alright. Time to catch some sharks. Catch 4 sharks. Back to comfy fishing, chat. By comfy, I mean death fights versus sharks. I got a shark! Free to go. It's a good thing that fishing in this game is really easy and you'd have to be absolutely incompetent to never figure it out. Another shark. No, I'm not trying to talk to you. Fine, I'll just walk over here to do it. I'll get right in the water with the sharks. I'll fight them. Oh, Oh shit, we landed a big boy. This ain't a shark. This is much, much stronger than a shark. Well, strap in, chat. It's time for a death battle. Oh boy, actually got away. Might be too strong for me to be able to get that at the moment, but we'll see. We might land one again. That's a shark. This one's a fighter. Look at him run back and forth like crazy. Got him. Gaming a passion or an obsession? No criticism, only curious. Gaming is life. Because a lot of other stuff in life is nowhere near as interesting or entertaining. I guess you could call it a passion or an obsession. I don't care. Another shark. I think that's actually enough now. Yup. We've done it. A passionate obsession.
Yo, found your ingredients.
Fantastic. Let me see how this tastes. Okay, here you go. Go ahead, let me know what you think. Well,
It's good, but I don't taste the shark fin at all. Wouldn't it be easier to just make regular fried rice?
it's funny. I was thinking the same thing. I don't think anyone would pay for all these fancy ingredients anyway. I guess I'll just experiment and see what I can come up with. Bon appetit, complete. Like the way that I stream? Thanks, man. I try to mostly just stick to streaming games that I enjoy, and I try to really, because I enjoy them, try to thrust my enjoyment into the faces of all others. Get them to enjoy it just as much.
Yo, I've got your materials. Your timing is, what's the word? Impeccable. Yeah, because they're just about to launch the trading vessel. As soon as your cargo is on the ship, I can pay you. But if you want to help load it, I can throw in a little extra.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, this is a mess. Yeah, they're loading cargo from all sorts of traders into this ship. It's kind of like, you know, egalitarianism.
I don't know half the things you say. Yo, anyway, maybe I can organize this.
If you carry the cargo to the front of the ship, the crew can bring it inside for us.
Just carry it over there, then?
If I may,
What is it?
what are we doing here?
We're organizing all this stuff.
Let me rephrase myself. This is for the sake of the merchant in training, yes?
Yes.
Then would it not be more appropriate for him to take care of his own belongings?
The man's in a pinch, Vice. We're just helping him out.
I yearn for the day when someone shows such kindness to us.
Fair point. Okay, all done.
Oh, you're fantastic. Now we just have to wait for the ship to leave. You mind if I pay you after the trade's complete? I can give you more money that way. And then everything will be, you know, awesome.
That's not the word I was expecting you to say, but sure, I can wait.
Thanks. Boy, the launch day can't come soon enough.
Hey there!
Oh wow, that's a way different voice than I was giving him.
Boy, the launch day can't come soon enough.
Alright. Hopefully your client can build a successful trading business. Hopefully. I think if I, like, enter a building and exit it, we'll continue the quest. Hey there! Not quite the voice I was giving our seafaring friend. Hey, bud, how was that amazing?
Hey there.
Well. Hey there, Rowow. Rowow. Maybe I'll just have to leave and re-enter the city. Spider row, spider row. Okay, get back in there. Looks like that will complete the quest. Good. I just double checked it. And I believe that we'll be just pretty much done with all the side quests that we can do at the moment. I really love his leap forward because he leads with one arm and then rolls into it. Yep, looks like we're good. All right.
Yo.
Yo, how'd the trade go?
Oh, it went, fine. It was fine.
You don't look happy.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize this until I got on the boat, but apparently I get seasick. Horribly, violently seasick. The smell of my cabin was just unspeakable. I had no idea one guy could create that much, you know.
Barf?
I want to stay in the trading business, but I don't think that's possible if I can't sail. Anyway, here's your payment. Thanks again.
Thanks, and, good luck?
Never imagined my dreams would be dashed quite like this. What a bummer.
What a tremendous waste of our time.
Who knew the guy would get seasick? Maybe next time he can try finding work that doesn't involve the ocean.
Maybe next time he'll try sitting at home and doing nothing.
Well, technically that was a bit of a waste of our time, but it did get us some money. And hey, what could be better than money? Money, 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 baby. Chat, show me them greedy eyes. Sure, there's nothing else to do here, I think. Check our quests. 51%. I believe that is all of them. I think we've done it. One sec. I'm just trying to make sure that we got everything. I don't think there's anything I missed, but there's always the possibility that I done fucked up something, you know? So I'm doing a double check if you're curious right now, chat. Did that. Yes. Believe we are good to go. Wonderful, we've done them all. Yes, amazing. We've completed all of the side quests up to this point. Thank goodness. Ba-bam. Ba 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 ba. Drift. Spin maneuver. For fun. Had to park my boar. Fast exhibition quest are killing you. I thought the first one was relatively easy. Even I was able to do it, and I'm pretty new to JP. Want that item. Want them chickens. Oh. Take that, chicken. Oh man, it must be morning because it is bright out. Quick, duck into the tavern. Oh, this is much better. Oh, yeah. Nice. So, yeah, Devila is always a pretty good indicator of whether you have any side quests or not, because she is kind enough to tell you, hey, there's not really any side quests out there in the world right now. I got nothing for you. go say hi to Popola real quick, and then we are finally all clear to get back on to the main quest line, if I am correct in everything. Oh no! Loading bar, Yona, don't do it. If you run too fast, you might fall. Oh, she's fine. Whew. Papa Nier was scared. Papa Nier won't let nothing happen to his perfect little baby. Perfect angel. Perfect little girl. Perfect girl.
Say.
Oh.
Say.
She didn't say what it was about, but she looked pretty concerned about Yona wanting to talk to us. Hmm. Also, look! Our continued triumphs. Saw this cube back at the Baron Temple. Perhaps the Prince of Facade gave it to Popola as a gift. It's that lizard thing fought in the Airy. Who would make a figure of that anyway? What is it doing here? It's a sculpted leaf. Right? This is the first sane thing I've seen in this room. This is from the junk heap. For a decoration, it's certainly in poor taste. I just like that they have little lines of dialogue for the enemy trophies. Oof, my butt. Perhaps I shouldn't be wearing fucking flip-flops. Sandals. Not flip-flops, but sandals. I'm gonna save the world in my sandals. Oh, my shoulder. Oof, my shoulder. Da, da, da. La da dee da dee. Da 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 da. Samurai Jack also wears them. I guess that's fair point. Samurai Jack's also a cheater. Alright, chat. We now need to talk to Yona. And that'll happen next time. Do you people feel debated? Oh, hey, look. We can harvest these now. Look at that. Some of them came in. How pretty. I'll come back and get the rest of them later. So hey chat, thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Lots and lots of side quest stuff. But now that all of that side quest stuff has been taken care of, that frees us up into main story stuff. We can do a lot of main story stuff tomorrow. A lot. A lot. In fact, tomorrow's stream is probably going to be almost entirely main story stuff. Because it's time for some big boy story times. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and have a great day, everybody. If you missed any of the streams and want to see more of them, then it'll go up on YouTube before tomorrow. Night, everyone.